What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be trying out a Doublade team in the Open Great League. Doublade is one of the coolest core breakers that is really in the meta right now. It's a Steel and Ghost type Pokemon, just like its older brother Aegislash, but the one problem with Aegislash is it is a little bit of a clunky Pokemon to use. Doublade has that consistent damage, although it's nowhere near as bulky, doesn't have any weird gimmicks with it, but I like that, I think, just a little bit more. I'm going to pair it up with Furt as well as Altaria. I'm excited to see what this team can do, but before we do get into the battles, I want to ask, if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It does help out quite a bit, and I really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what Doublade can do. Alright, we got our first opponent of the day, Doublade, as our lead up against Shadow Gyarados. Okay, I don't love this, but I don't hate it, I guess, either. I do end up doing a lot of fast food pressure to them because I have the Stab Shadow Claws, but technically they could have Crunch, although that's only an Aqua Tail they throw, so maybe they're on Twister instead. It's likely a good thing that my Altaria avoids this, but we have no idea what's going to be in the back, right? So we'll see, I guess. I'm going to go here for a Sacred Sword. Obviously, they know I only have resisted charge attacks against them, but they are a Shadow Gyarados, right? So they kind of have to respect this if they don't want to get completely farmed down. And yeah, we do get a shield there. Okay, I could have thrown that Sacred Sword immediately, but I kind of chose just to overfarm in case they went for a CMP, because I wanted to go for a sneak if possible. But our opponent is, it appears, just going here for the Aqua Tails just straight up. Another Sacred Sword going to be thrown. This one should knock out, I think, at this point, with the amount of Shadow Claw damage that I got against them. So, we'll see if we get a shield. Okay, well, I guess it doesn't quite knock out, but that's Shadow Claw downrange. And now we have a lot of energy here. Maybe I can save a move if they come into something that resists me. Yeah, I think it might be Licky Licky in the back. I'm going to bring in my Furret here and just try my best to save the energy that I have on Doublade. They're throwing a Mud Bomb, though, into us before switching out, so that's kind of interesting. I wonder if they're going to stay in here and just test what my fast move is, or my charge attack, rather, or if they're going to switch at some point and try to catch. They are still staying in, which is kind of interesting. I'm fine with this, though, because I have that Sacred Sword loaded. I think Furret's not that bad in this matchup, so we'll see what they're going to do. Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, it is a Licky Licky in the back. I did throw in bad timing, but I think that is perfectly fine, saying I threw the Brick Break, right? This is going to hurt quite a bit. It also debuffs them in this matchup, which is pretty good. I think I survive the next rollout as well, so I should be able to get not just this Swift off, but the next one after that too, unless they throw a charge attack into us. Let's see what's going to happen. They do let that go, and now we do just barely... Okay, well, we don't actually get the move off because they do throw energy first. That is a smart play. But I have that Sacred Sword loaded. They can only really body slam us here. And I might even Dragon Breath down before they're going to be able to get a move off. No, that was maybe ambitious to think that. But I did chip down that Euphyst quite a bit just with Sucker Punch damage. So we'll be able to see at this point just how healthy they are. Yeah, not super healthy, right? My Dragon Breath will add up quite a bit over time. Flamethrower, if it gets no shield, it will put them into a farm down range. And if they do shield it up, I mean, I still have my Sacred Sword. I have no idea if Flamethrower or Sacred Sword does more damage. It's probably pretty similar. We get a shield there. Nice. And now they'll go for discharges into us. Okay. I was going to try to go for like a CMP sack swap there. With the way they were overfarming, I was thinking maybe there's a chance that I could catch the next move, but it doesn't really matter. They need probably 2 more discharges from here, if not a third after that, just because, I mean, discharge isn't the strongest move to knock me out. And I'm almost at my next Flamethrower anyway. Yeah. Okay, the next discharge would basically knock us out here, but that is why we have so much energy across the board, right? We have access to this Flamethrower. We have access to a Sacred Sword in case we do need it. Let's see. That just knocks out straight up, and now we drag him through the rest of that Licky Licky. Nice, okay, kind of a tricky core breaker lead, but honestly, Doublade, not too bad into Gyarados, able to get the win there. Alright, next opponent. We will see Doublade into Shadow Sableye. Not the best lead, but we do have Furret in the backline. Furret, as our save swap, is generally pretty good into a lot of the teams you could see with Shadow Sableye. I wouldn't be completely surprised if this had 2 Steel types in the backline. I ran a team the other day with a Forretress and, what was it? Corviknight, I believe, in the back. And unfortunately for us, we end up baiting out the Corviknight here. Although maybe that's good, I don't know. I mean, Altaria is way better into Corviknight than it is into Forretress, but it's also not really bad either way. And we do have Brick Break, right? I'm not quite in Air Cutter range just yet, so maybe I bait them into throwing a move here. Ooh, really smart overfarm, actually, by them. I was hoping they'd throw energy against us, because if they throw an Air Cutter, then I could switch out and not be worried about a charge attack anytime soon. But they are playing this pretty safe and pretty smart. Okay. This is really bad. So the problem that I'm going to see this game is... You know what? I'm actually going to bring in my Altaria here. Normally, I don't like bringing in my third Pokemon just yet, but if I have an energy lead, what are they going to bring in? Forretress? I don't know. That feels like a little bit hard to do that if they do have that in the back line. And I do get a big farm down here, so I'll have a big energy lead against whatever they bring in. If they bring in Sableye, that's also fine by me. Maybe they just have a third Pokemon that just RPSs me even harder, so yeah, never mind. Maybe I was just going to be losing this game no matter what. Wow. Well, that might be just about as bad of a team comp as I could see. Sableye into my Ghost type, Corviknight into my normal type. Yeah, that's not very playable. All right, next game, we will hopefully see a better lead this time. Double-Aid into Shelgon. Okay, pretty neutral lead here. I do resist the Dragon Breath damage, but I'm sure it still adds up. But they have to go for Flamethrower to really do any real damage to us, and that's a lot more energy. They're at it now. Okay. This could be a Gyro Ball. I might get a shield from them. Likely, though, they let it go. Oftentimes, when you see this Pokemon, I see, like, a lot of teams with Drapion in the back. I also see Pokemon like Empoleon or Jellicent. I think those are the main picks that I'd expect to see here. We get a shield, okay. I mean, I think oftentimes Furret's pretty good. Up a shield into teams like this, or at least up energy. So I'm going to come in with my Furret. Now, shield once farm down, I'll have a lot of energy for whatever they bring in. They're not going to get a second Twister off, and I should come out of this with basically a full Swift ready to go. We'll see what happens, though. Maybe they have a unique team, so we'll see, I guess, what they're going to do. Yeah, we have a Swift ready to go. We take a little bit of damage from the Dragon Breaths here. They're thinking there's the Drapion that we were thinking there could be. But I have such an energy lead here. I just get to 2 Swifts before they get to a second charge attack themselves. But a Crunch will hurt quite a bit. 5. Okay. I think almost certainly it's a Jelly in the back right now, the way they're playing this out. But we'll see. Could be almost anything still. 1. So they're going to be 4 away here from the next move. I think no matter what, I should just switch into Altaria right now. And hope for the best. Okay, well, we get the Snipe down there. I still have my Furret around. Oh, okay, well, that's also fine. I was kind of thinking it was going to be a Ghost type the way they were seeing him. They seemed a little bit scared of Furret, but I guess they were maybe just, you know, trying to decide what they wanted to do. Either way, the one-shield matchup for Altaria is actually pretty good. I can go for a single Flamethrower, get the fast move pressure, not only with Dragon Breath, but I still have quite a few Sucker Punches on my Furret that I could land against this thing. I think we're in a pretty good spot. Let's see if we get a shield here. They might try to call a bait. I think that is one of their best ways they could still have a chance to win this game, but no, they do shield that. But I still survive this Drill Peck. I can no-shield this, and then I can go for that Flamethrower, swap into my Furret, Sucker Punch down, and I'll still have that shield just in case we do need it. Okay. We do barely get this move off before they get theirs, and now we just switch, Sucker Punch down, and that should be game. Flamethrower doesn't quite get a knockout, but that's what Sucker Punches are for. Nice. All right. Well, that was an interesting game. Shelgon, a little bit of an annoying lead for Double-Aid, but we got that shield advantage, and then Furret just set itself up in the back line. All right, next opponent. They're in the 2900s. Bit of an up pair here. Double-Aid into Clefable. Pretty good lead. Our back line definitely does not want to see this, so we need to make sure we keep Switch at all costs right now. Okay. Well, we should be able to keep Switch no matter what this game, although I will take a decent amount of chip damage here from these Sucker Punches, which could be a little bit scary. I'm going to go for the Sacred Sword and see if we get a shield. You see a no-shield, actually, so I'm going to bring in my own Furret. If they shielded that, I think I was going to come in with my Altaria. I think that would have been a good play. Alright, do they go for a Brick Break or a Swift? They do Brick Break us, but I don't think they ever catch up damage-wise. So I'm going to just go here for the Swift now. I should be able to Sucker Punch down if they want to invest in this matchup a little bit longer. And I made sure to overfarm by 1 Sucker Punch just to guarantee that I should be able to outpace that Clefable to a Swift in case we need to. Is this another Brick Break or just a Swift here? It is a Swift, alright. So they're 4 away from the next. I do have to throw energy here. Oh, maybe I didn't. Was that a miscount by me? It might have been, I guess. Not ideal, but we'll see what's going to happen. I am a little bit worried now that I get Fairy Winded down before I get a Swift off. Ooh. Yeah, a bit of a misplay by me. So they're at 4. And honestly, Moonblast is going to do a decent chunk to Doublade. Although they switch into Ufisk here. It's playable. But I don't like the situation I'm in. Because I need to go for a Gyro Ball to do any damage into the Clefable. Discharge is going to add up. But I mean, it takes 4 with the shield that I still have in play for them to knock me out. They likely never shield the Ufisk, though, right? I feel like their win condition right now is just sacrificing Ufisk and investing everything on Clefable, which is almost certainly what we're about to see. Because I think Clefable with Fairy Winds and a Moonblast probably just knock out Doublade from the range that I'm in here. Ow. I do survive this, but not well. They might try to go for a catch here. I'm going to go for an instant flamethrower. I don't really care if they catch. I mean, I do care if they catch, but if they catch this, I'm hoping this puts them into a Sacred Sword range plus Shadow Claw damage. And then I can Sacred Sword, hopefully against the other guy, the Ufisk, right? Okay, I need to shield up a Moonblast here. Their best play is probably going for a bait, but I'm hoping they're not going to do that. They do bait us. That's not great. Okay. I need to be able to survive this and have enough energy to get moves off against that Ufisk now. Moonblast is going to hurt. I think I have nowhere near the HP that I need. They got us. Fairy Winds add up too quickly. I'm almost at back-to-back, but yeah, I need to survive like 2 more Thundershocks than I could there. Dang. All right. That's a bit unfortunate there. Okay, we got an opponent. Doublade into Forretress. Okay. Well, are they going to be on Volt Switch or Bug Bite? I think either way, I'm going to stay in the lead for a minute here and just try to chip them down a little bit. They are on Volt Switch, so I guess that's good to know. But the thing is, it's not like I take that much damage from a Sand Tomb. So I should be able to no-shield this, get off a move, and then, honestly, I probably want to bring in my Furret just to clear a debuff. We're at 1 right now. We'll see if we end up getting a shield here. I wish Doublade did have a better nuke move, but it does lack a little bit of power sometimes. Honestly, maybe I just stay in. Because I don't want to take a debuff in my backline, if I can help it. There's a lot of things that could be in the back. So I'm just going to stay in and force either a shield or, you know, get them pretty low. Okay, nice. Well, we get our Furret against this, and that's pretty good. I save my Doublade too. I clear my debuff, so I might get another Sacred Sword off this game, potentially. They're at 5, so they do have access to a Hydro Cannon. The play here is going to be just go for what could be a Trailblaze, try to get his shield, but even if we don't, we should be very fine, because I can shield once, farm down, and come out with a lot of energy for whatever might come in. They have a Sand Tomb loaded, I believe, on that Forretress, but they're not quite out of Rock Tomb just yet. They do let that go, but they're never going to get another move off here. I should be able to Sucker Punch down. Hydro Cannon gets our shield. Our opponent can't quite switch out yet, so we do get that Sucker Punch down. If we see Forretress come in, I think I might just go for an instant attack into them. No, we see a Quagsire actually come in, which is not bad at all for what I have in the back with my Altaria. They might no-shield this, knowing it's not going to be anything too big. But, like, if they no-shield too many moves this game, they're not going to be in a great spot. They're at 6, so they have to shield a Swift. I might even be able to get to a Sacred Sword against this. We get a shield there. 8. Okay, they don't even build up that much. They're at 4. I would imagine they're not on Mud Bomb, but I have seen a couple of people recently running the Mud Bomb moveset. 5, 6. I'm going to shield this. I think it's the most likely Stone Edge that they're going to throw this game, but they could do an absolutely diabolical bait if they want to. Well, they do bait us. Okay, so they're at 2. All right, they throw a Charge Attack here as well. Interesting, interesting. They only... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that's a Rock Tomb. So, like, Sand Tomb doesn't do anything to us here. They do clear the debuff, though, that they had. But I can do this. And then I can bring in Doublade. I'm not in Mudshot downrange, at least not before I get a Sacred Sword off. And I also clear the defense drop that they got into us. Yeah, I mean, we just land the move. So at this point, even if this isn't enough to knock out, and even if I do get Mudshot down, I cleared that debuff from that Sand Tomb. We should be able to farm this down no matter what. I mean, Sacred Sword, good enough move, knocks out the Quagsire. GG's. Alright, next game. Doublade into Togekiss. Okay, we do, on paper, hardwall this Pokemon, although we ourselves need to throw a Gyro Ball to do too much to him, so we'll see what they're going to do. They bring in a Shadow Quagsire here, alright. I mean, this isn't bad at all. I can end up generally winning this matchup, although I do have to go down shields to do so. But if I go down shields, hopefully that Togekiss will still take quite a bit of chip damage here. Wow, oh my goodness. I don't know why people do that to me all the time, but that's, like, it's an incredible play, I suppose. But it is so annoying. I need to just no-shield moves more. Maybe they're not even on it. No, they are. They're just crazy. They'll get an Aqua Tail into us, but honestly, I don't know if they even want to throw an Aqua Tail. That minimizes the farm they're going to get here on that Togekiss. Yeah, that's only an Aqua Tail. I easily survive this. I farm down, have a Sky Attack at the very least for Togekiss, and I keep Switch Advantage. There could be a second Ground type in the back, which would make a lot of sense here. Sky Attack, though, just instantly. Landing this move is going to guarantee here that a single move from my Furret even could knock him out. Just like a Swift is all I really need. Sky Attack puts him down to about half HP. Okay, and a Sableye, Shadow Sableye comes in. And, I mean, I have my Furret for it. I know this isn't the most consistent matchup for Furret in the game, but it's good enough, I think. I get a Brick Break through them. If they no-shield that, they take quite a bit of damage just straight up. And if they do shield it up, they shield a Brick Break of all things. That's not exactly the most efficient play that they could make. Togekiss doesn't have enough energy here to be able to reach really anything against my Doublade. They let that go? Okay. I think the play here is actually pretty straightforward, although pretty devious at the same time. I think I just Brick Break the Togekiss and go for a farm down. It'd be a crazy play, but I feel like it'd be really funny to do that as well. So that's what I'm going to go for. Brick Break here. And Doublade should be able to Shadow Claw down after the fact. I hope, at least. And if not, Furret should close out the game. I guess they also might just get to 2 Sacred Swords here. Okay, they realize at that point, not much HP left, right? Togekiss might resist a lot of the damage there, but it's not the bulkiest Pokemon in the game. All right, next opponent. Doublade into Shelgon. Okay. Well, we know that Flamethrower would hurt quite a bit here, but we also know we resist that Dragon Breath damage, so we'll see how they play this out. Potentially, we're going to be in a pretty neutral spot here. If I shield a Flamethrower, that's really nice for me. If I don't, that's also fine. I'll shield this up, I guess. I see a lot of Empoleons, Drapions, you know, Pokemon like that in the back with this. They do Twister. Good bait by them. But I should get 2 Sacred Swords off pretty easily at the very least before they get a Flamethrower here, even after that bait. Sacred Sword gets a no-shield. We'll overfarm a little bit more because we would be able to win CMP. Actually, do we? It'd be kind of close, I think. But we'll go for the Sacred Sword anyway, and either get a shield here, maybe a knockout. Okay, they do shield that up. I think, though, I should be able to just shield this, farm all the way down. If they Twister us, I don't know if I can farm down, but if this is a Flamethrower, I do. Okay, nice. 4, 5. So they have a Crunch ready to go right now, but I'm at back-to-back moves myself. So that's not terrible. 6. And at this point, Doublade has put in quite a bit of work this game. There's that shield. 7, 8, 9. I'll go for a catch here as well. Furret, I feel, is going to be less useful potentially in the backline than my Altaria. But maybe this is a misplay sacking this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Drapion doesn't always win that CMP. That was a little bit risky by them, I'm not going to lie. But it worked out, I guess, in their favor. They have an Aqua Tail ready to go. They're 1 away from a Crunch here. So I guess the big question is going to be, how do they play this out? Do I snap him down, or is that a catch? It's so hard to tell sometimes with this game. I would love it if that just straight up knocks him out here. This Drapion's really annoying right now. Nice, we knock out with that Sacred Sword. I think we're on our 4 cycle as well. Actually, no, we're not. But, you know, it's Empoleon in the back. That's very playable. And I kind of figured a catch was almost certainly going to happen there. So we'll go for the farm down. Yeah. Okay. Interesting game. Doublade actually kind of popped off there, though, not going to lie. All right, next opponent. Crescent Angels, very, very good battler. Doublade into Guzzlord. Okay, a little bit soft to this Pokemon, actually, but I feel like there's still a decent amount of play. Saying I have access to Sacred Sword here on my Doublade. We'll see if they throw instantly. They do. Okay. I survived that, though. And landing a Sacred Sword here does quite a significant amount of their HP, so we'll see what they do. I think the play here is going to be after 4, and either I go for good timing here, and I get my move off first, or they throw in bad timing, and then I get my 3rd Sacred Sword before theirs. Oh, that's a lot of damage, actually. Nice, and I actually do land this first. So they're at 4 right now. 1 away, or rather 1 past the Brutal Swing, but 1 away from like a Sludge Bomb, I guess. Okay, we catch a Brutal Swing here as well. So they are at 2. Maybe they Dragon Claw. Maybe they blind Dragon Claw here. That'd be catastrophic. 3. Okay, so they bank energy. They come in Aegis Slash, charging. Oh my goodness. The father of Doublade comes in. Doublade's father. Crazy stuff. They're at 9. So right now they have access to 1 Shadow Ball. It takes 17 to get to back-to-back. 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, I can just switch, though. Oh, they throw pretty early here, too, I think. That Shadow Claw that I just snuck through is going to do about half their HP, honestly. Like, half their remaining HP, that is. Let's see what they do here. They likely switch into Guzzlord, though, right now, right? Or whatever their final Pokemon is. Wow! Where did it go? Aegis Slash! No! Aegis Slash, dude. It just got deleted. What? I don't even know what happened there. Was that like 1 Shadow Claw just destroyed it? That's diabolical, dude. The son took out his father. Alright. Well, that's perfectly fine. Seed Bomb's not going to do too much to us here, unfortunately for them. Oh, I tried to go for a catch. I think they're just... They just know at this point, not much they can do. Alright, we farm this down. We get the win. What a game. Oh my goodness. I've never been so happy to be using a Doublade. Henry, did you see that one? Did you see that game right there? Alright, next battle. Doublade into Altaria. Okay. I don't love this. It's weird, but this is not a great matchup for the Steel type, just because they have Flamethrower. They have super effective damage into us here. So what I'm going to do is Gyro Ball, and then probably switch out and defer it. They're at 14, or rather 15 after that sneak there, because they didn't CMP us. So, I mean, that's a lot of damage to land. That's probably the biggest amount of damage I can land into that thing with 1 charge attack across the board, so I think that's fine. Furret should easily survive one of these moves. I think the play, though, is because the Swift doesn't quite yet knock out. Potentially, I should just shield the second and keep on farming. Okay, maybe I shouldn't instantly Brick Break, because that is so obvious that this is a Brick Break. But I also feel like just getting that debuff as quickly as possible is not a bad idea. Oh, they let that go. 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm going to shield this up for sure. If I can, I'd love to be able to switch out again and save this energy. They Hydro us, alright. So they're going to probably Hydro again. Oh my goodness, that was like the last possible second I could have swapped out there. That's crazy. I didn't know if I'd get that off in time. I save a lot of energy on my Furret. I can farm this down now with my Altaria, so that is the Empoleon down. Might be like a Grumpig in the backline, but honestly, there's almost anything that could still be in the back, saying this is a pretty meta team so far by them. But I can survive, unless they're on a crazy moveset with like Dazzling Gleam or something here. I can survive whatever they throw. Hopefully go for a farm down. We do get the full farm down. I have a lot of energy now. Oh, and they have no real way of knocking me out here with fast move pressure. Alright, this should be pretty good for us, but I have to be careful. Because Doublade doesn't necessarily have a ton of play right now. But they just throw energy immediately, which they do kind of have to do. If they don't, I get that Sky Attack off. But if they do end up doing that, then I can just bring in my Furret here, go for a Brick Break, and then probably just win the game after that. Maybe I should have gone double Swift, though. How much do these Mud Shots do? Hopefully I get a second move off here. Oh, I definitely do. And then I bring in Doublade. Even if they're on Mud Bomb, it's not going to matter, because Mud Bomb's pacing is a little bit slower than they would need it to be. Doublade should always just come in, win CMP with a Sacred Sword. Nice, we just Shadow Claw down. Beautiful. That was an interesting team. Poddle Man. Oh boy. Doublade into Ninetales. Pretty good lead, I'd have to say. Although, there's probably going to be something in the backline that counters this, and my backline doesn't really want to... Ooh. Poliwrath, that's an interesting Pokemon to see here. Because they probably have Icy Wind, right? Is it Icy Wind Dynamic Punch, or do they have Scald? I actually don't really know what I want to do, because I do kind of Core Break here with this Pokemon. But, like... I kind of need my Doublade as well. Scald. Okay, I'm glad I shielded that. We attempt to catch. I don't think we just got it there, but maybe we did. If we got the catch through, that's huge. He saw it. He saw it. That's so bad. But I mean... Ah, man. If I got the catch through there, that would have been huge. I should be able to farm this down, though, with my Doublade. But Furret's really bad into Ninetales. Doublade needs to be, like, triple strong this game to have a chance. I'll have a lot of energy out of this matchup, though. We'll see. Maybe he brings in the Ninetales for some reason. Okay. Like, that's not unplayable. Was this Shadow or Regular? Regular would be more annoying. Okay, it is Regular. Okay. 11. So he has another move ready to go. Well, he has one move, I should say. Maybe we get a shield, maybe we don't. We don't see a shield. Okay, this is gonna be a weird game. At least I can save my Doublade and get some decent chip damage off into him. Like, Shadow Claws and Sacred Swords will add up. So I'll probably get some shields here. But Furret's gonna have a lot of work to do in the backline, more than I'd really want it to have to do. We don't get a CMP. Smart play by him. I could have overfarmed a little bit here then. Maybe he thinks that I'm dry? No, he throws pretty quickly. I don't know. I don't know if Furret can do it here. I need 2 Swifts. And I think that the Powder Snows and the Weather Balls are just enough to 2-shot us. And he might even have Dazzling Gleam, right? Dazzling Gleam would just be game over at that point. That is unfortunate. The Poliwrath safe swap. Oh, Chilling Water. Is that the play? I don't know if Chilling Water is the best course of action there. I mean, I have to go for 2 attacks here anyway. But maybe it's a good play because now Malamar might get more damage against us. Actually, maybe I don't 2-shot. Wow. That does remarkably little. No, he just has us no matter what, I think. No matter what. Weather Ball basically knocks us out. That's tragic. That's actually tragic. Oh my goodness. I guess just straight Chilling Water is also a play. Just guarantee you survive 2 attacks so you get 3. I think that might have been the strangest way to play out that game, but it worked out for him. Doublade always is so much fun to use, but I mean, the problem with it, as you can see, is it's not the bulkiest Pokemon out there. Aegislash has that bulk, but it is a little bit clunkier. Doublade, I wish it had a little bit more HP, but even still, it's a lot of fun to use. Give it a go if you have one. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.